Today we are going to use what we learned about multiplying binomials to convert from vertex form to standard form. So to this point we've learned again two different forms of quadratic functions, and the first we learned was standard form, the second we learned was vertex form. We're going to take what we learned in the previous lesson of multiplying binomials to be able to convert a quadratic from vertex form to standard form. So let's recall the different forms. So this is what vertex form would look like. Y is equal to A times the quantity x minus h squared plus k. Standard form is y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, and again, the only thing that's the same between those, the only variable, as you can see, is a. So we're just going to run through two examples today. So the first we have here the function f of x is equal to 2 times the quantity x plus 5 squared plus 4. So first, let's just go ahead and rewrite this. And we're going to worry about just the function at this point. You don't need to worry about the f of x right now. Okay, and then we want to expand. We want to expand the binomial, the x plus 5 quantity squared. And this is some of the stuff we covered in the previous lesson. So to expand it, you multiply something by itself, that's when it's written as squared. So we're going to expand it like this. Now, it might help, you don't have to, but it might help if you think of it as this. Okay, multiplication, it doesn't matter what order you do it. I would suggest, though, that you multiply these two first. I think it just makes it a little easier. Okay, let's go ahead and multiply that. So we learned two different methods to do it. The first method was just to distribute, like so. So each term. I'm going to show both methods on this problem. So if I were to do that, I would get 2x squared plus 5x plus 5x plus 25. And then don't forget the plus 4 out there. Now, I'm going to put here on the side, if you like the box method, just so you can see what the box method would look like. So it'd be x plus 5 on the side and x plus 5 on the top. And you multiply each one. And you notice that these two are equivalent. Okay, these two are the same. So again, I have no preference on which method you use. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms right here. I'm going to combine these two, which is the same as combining these two. And I'm just going to change the brackets back to parentheses. Oops. Okay, now I'm going to distribute that 2. So I'm going to take that 2, I'm going to distribute it to each of these terms. So now I'm going to have 2x squared plus 20x plus 50, and I still have the plus 4 out there. And now I'm going to combine any like terms that I still have, and those two like terms would be the 50 and the 4. So now I have 2x squared plus 20x plus 54. So the final step, I'm just going to write it as a function in standard form. So I'm going to add my f of x back in. So in standard form, it looks like this: 2x squared plus 20x plus 54. So what it just did is we took our function in vertex form, 2 times quantity x plus 5 squared plus 4, and we changed it to standard form. These are the exact same equations. So if I were to go into Desmos and graph these, you'll see the same quadratic show up. Okay, and if I was going to find the vertex for these, you would see the same quadratic show up. All right, so let me go ahead and just do that really quick, just so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to go into Desmos. And first I'm going to type in the equation in vertex form. Here's my quadratic. I'm going to move it over a little bit so you can see it. Okay, now I'm going to type it in after we converted it to standard form. And if we did it right, then it should be one quadratic on top of each other. Okay, notice that we only see one parabola because it's the same one. So red, blue is the same. So that shows us that we did it correctly. Okay, let's go back. Let's do one more example. I have to click off of this and get back on. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this example. We're going to follow the same steps that we did on the previous. Okay, so we're just going to rewrite it. Don't lose that negative, and if you want, you can put a negative 1 there. That's an invisible 1. X minus 4, quantity squared, plus 3. Let's expand the part that's squared. And now let's multiply. Okay, so for this one, I'm not going to show the box method. I'm just going to do this step by step. So I'm going to multiply those first, x squared, and then those two, minus 4x. My middle terms, minus 4x, and my two last terms, plus 16, plus 3. Okay, and now I'm going to, I like to combine these two terms here first. So I'm going to have x squared minus 8x plus 16 plus 3. And now I'm going to distribute this negative 1 to each of these. So now I have negative x squared plus 8x minus 16, and then I still have the plus 3. Combine any like terms that I have left that are like, which are my last two. So now I have negative x squared plus 8x minus 13. And finally rewrite it so you have your f of x function there. And now we are in standard form. And again, we could check it by putting it in Desmos and making sure that it's a parabola, it's one parabola, that if we graph these two, we only see one parabola because it's the same parabola. We could also check it by finding the vertex. We should get the exact same vertex for both the form, if we do it from standard form, or if we do it from vertex form. And that is today's lesson, converting from vertex form to standard form.